What's up, dude? Happy Pi Day.
Uh, oh, it is Pi Day. Scientific-y.
Yeah.
I uh, I was kind of wondering what all the pie shit was on Facebook. I I haven't had a lot of time to cruise the internet.
Not a lot has changed. Um,
No, well,
Idiots are still in
I
charge of
mean,
everything, and fart jokes are still funny. So,
nothing has changed yet. Everything has changed. There is. I don't have a ton for today as far as boring scientific-y bullshit goes, but we are one step closer to Jurassic Park, so that's a
oh, please
thing.
go on.
Mm. Uh, Let me read off some thingies here. The same guys, I don't know if you remember this, but a while back, I believe they were Swedish. Some guys cloned, they didn't clone. They were able to put dinosaur feet on chickens, right? By messing with their genetic makeup, because birds are the genetic ancestors of
For sure.
dinosaurs, right? So they were able to give them like little raptor feet,
Terrifying.
which which was pretty cool. And they were stopped. They weren't allowed to let these new set of embryos grow to adulthood. They weren't allowed to be born. The abomination of which was not allowed to grow into this world. They,
Who stopped him?
it said right now they were unaware of what the outcome would be. So this is like the first test stages. So I'm not sure if they were like forbidden from doing it, but they didn't do it. So it just said that the embryos were not allowed to
Huh.
grow past a certain stage. But what they did was they grew the tibian. It's a
Oh, okay. Like their leg bones?
section of the
Yeah.
leg. Yep, yep. That and a dinosaur, a very specific type of dinosaur, would grow much longer, right? And for some reason, that has evolved out. So now we get these stubby little chickens that can't go anywhere.
So
So
they grew just like a miniature version of that dinosaur's bone?
right, well,
That's fucking
they
weird.
blocked they blocked a certain hormone inside the chicken that stopped that bone from growing, and it's basically just it evolved to have this indicator in its DNA to stop that bone, and they found it and then just deleted it. And once you did that, it reverted back to
None of this is real.
being a dinosaur.
This is
Yeah.
fucking yeah. Life is fake. We are yeah. We are just the Sims. And if you can whatever. If you can make a chicken a dinosaur by just like highlighting a line of code and deleting it and then now it's a dinosaur, that's fucking bullshit.
I had to get the full name of the dinosaur here, but it was an Archaeopteryx, right? So Archaeopteryx, because they can't name dinosaurs anything fucking normal. Archaeopteryx, right? So the fibula was a tube-shaped bone that reached all the way down to the ankle. Another bone, the tibia, grew to a similar length alongside it. Well, as evolution progressed, blah blah blah, dinosaurs evolved out of this, right? So this thing goes into a very scientific way of saying that their legs got shorter.
Gotcha.
I mean, there's oxygen levels plummeted after the impact of the asteroid that killed them, most of them, and so a lot of these smaller ones just half-ass starved forever until they adapted to being small.
That's so crazy.
So it says like a modern bird, as they develop in the embryo, this bone still continues to grow longer, and then at a certain point during development, it becomes shorter, thinner, and it takes a splinter-like ends. So the bone is not done evolving, obviously. Like it it tries to go big and then it kind of janks around and then splinters out. What they did was they went in and inhibited the expression of a gene called the IAH, which is the Indian hedgehog. Uh, yeah, that's it. The Indian hedgehog gene. So this gene, if they inhibit it, the bone doesn't splinter. It doesn't dwindle away. It just continues to grow to the full length.
What?
So they have these embryos of like velociraptor chickens. So they're just growing dinosaurs from the feet up. So now they got like the feet and legs.
Oh, before you know it, man.
Yeah. I don't know. Chicken embryos already look creepy as shit. So it's not really like if you look at the picture, it's just a fucking chicken embryo. But
It still looks terrifying.
it's just it's all wrapped up in there. But yeah, apparently they figured this one out. I mean, it doesn't go into a whole lot like this. The story came out 40 something minutes before I set up to do the
Oh
podcast.
shit! Nice.
Right? Like Melanie found it and was like, "Hey, like this is probably more important than any of that shit you're about to talk about." So, and she was right. So, I don't know. I don't know how long it's going to take before they just let one loose to terrorize the planet, but I'd say in the next couple of years we're going to see a fucking YouTube video of a chicken just running like
Like a 4-foot tall chicken just bombing down the road, eating babies.
Why did the chicken cross the road to eat your fucking baby? That's why. Ugh.
It's gonna be the AI that makes a bunch of fucking dinosaurs to come wipe us off the planet.
Yeah, it says, unfortunately, the dino chickens did not make it to the hatching stage, but that wasn't the point of the research. It was basically to see if blocking that gene would cause the leg growth. So I don't know if the way they make it sound in the rest of the article that they weren't allowed to, and this one paragraph makes it sound like they were an abomination of Christ and then they died. So we'll see where that goes. But these same guys did the feet, and if you haven't looked at the chicken feet, ladies and gentlemen of the interweb, you should go look that up because it's pretty creepy. They did a chicken feet on a chicken feet on a chicken. Silly me. They did dinosaur feet on a chicken. Pretty bomb.
That's cool. I don't want that. If that's an option, like if somebody out there is listening, don't do that.
Don't make dinosaur chickens. I'm all for it, man. You tell me I can go to KFC and get like a $5 bucket that has chicken legs the size of my arm, chicken wings.
Can you imagine like the uproar of they already freaked the fuck out about the chickens without beaks or whatever the hell they are. Now it's just going to be dinosaurs without mouths that you eat at KFC.
Yeah. Oh, that reminds me. They did a beak as well. I did forget that part. They did like a fucking weird raptor beak thing. They're just de-engineering a chicken till they're going to fuck up one time, and it's going to turn out that the Tyrannosaurus Rex is now the chicken. And they're going to click one gene off, and then bang-a-rang-a-rubio.
That's it.
A T-Rex is going to poke its head out of that thing. I, for one, can't wait. It'll be fantastic.
I'm good, man. I'm good on dinosaurs. I don't need that shit.
I think my favorite thing about them are the, again, like we talk about with every controversial story we find, you get the mass amounts of, like, if you search for this story, I guarantee you find no less than 10 stories right below it on why we can't do it or why we shouldn't do it. And it's happening. Like, they're like, this is why we can't clone a dinosaur, right under the story where they're cloning a fucking dinosaur. So, like, you might not be doing what Jurassic Park did, where you're pulling some dinosaur foot preserved and cloning that dinosaur, but even more terrifying, they are taking evolution and undoing it.
That's so interesting. So fucking interesting.
GMO velociraptors running around. What do you think velociraptor meat tastes like?
I mean, it depends
That's
on what
delicious.
it's eating, right? It's probably disgusting because it just hangs out and eats, well, babies all day. So it probably
Delicious?
tastes, yeah, I guess. Yeah, it tastes like baby meat, I guess.
I mean, veal's better than regular cow, so I gotta assume that baby meat's better than people, right?
Did you see the the fucking Go match between the guy that's really good at Go and the robot?
I didn't watch it. I remember us talking about the last match.
Yeah, he ended up
Did he destroy him again?
a different dude. I guess they're playing in South Korea. I think he was the world champion for it, but he beat him best of 5. He beat him 3 games, and then they ended up playing a 4th game, and the human finally won. But yeah, best of 5. Fucking AlphaGo wins again. And I guess there was some,
Well,
I mean, I could have read about what the move was and it would have made no fucking sense to me, but I guess there was some move that the AI did that no one else understood. Like, nobody understood what the fuck it was doing, and it was like the perfect move. But I don't know. Read into it if you're interested in it, but I couldn't tell you what the hell the move was.
I'll pull it up. I don't know if the what type of move is going to make any difference. But before I freak you out here, Tyler, I'm going to X-nay video because the lovely internet at Name a Hotel isn't working.
Oh, cool.
So
Business as usual. Very nice.
yeah, not too bad. And could you X-nay your video, sir?
Yeah.
All right. Sorry, boys and girls. But I am once again stuck on the road, and I started getting a flashing, your video call may be dropped.
Oh,
And at least it warns you now. It doesn't just boot you off, so.
yeah, that's nice.
Good guy, Skype. Well, the video game front was a little bit more exciting for me this weekend, but I didn't get to play a whole lot. Thanks for the Division, by the way.
Hell yeah. Yeah, man. Happy birthday.
Yeah, appreciate it. It was a lot of fun to get back into. I kind of wish I could have skipped the whole intro because I just had to play like the whole intro again, and it's the exact same as the beta.
Definitely.
You know, they added a little bit of a sequence. They added a little bit of a sequence beforehand, but it then like all of a sudden you hit like a section and it's the exact same. So like the whole first mission was the exact same.
I think all the way up until
level
8 was identical content.
Yeah, it's pretty much. Well, you only do one first player mission. So I was done with the first player mission at level 3.
First player mission, what do you mean?
Well, I guess it's not technically first player, but I played it as first
like single player?
It's yeah, single. Sorry, man.
You're good.
I am about half in, half out. Single player mode. It's not really single player. It's you can do matchmaking, and I did a couple missions later on with a group of people. But I remembered this first one, so I just went up and hit it. But I ran it up until I'm back into the dark zone, so I can go back over and get back at the game. But I could only play Saturday night, so I sat down at probably 10 and played till 4 in the morning. Kind of hammered out all of the starting phases.
Right on.
But still a lot of fun. I was worried about it. There was a lot of posts running around the message boards talking about the quality of the game dropped significantly since the beta.
In what way?
graphics. Like they showed like, and it said pre-release, and it showed the graphics, and they were like, and it may have been like the E3 stuff, and then this may have been like on console, which I see a lot, where somebody will go and cry that a game at E3 looked so much better than when they went and purchased it, but they're playing it on an Xbox, and the guys at E3 all render their stuff on
Yeah,
PC.
I mean, I'm a good ways into it. I'm 21 right now, and I don't see any lack of graphics. It looks just as good as it always did to me. So I think people are full of shit. I think people have dog shit hardware, and they expect fucking. I think they expect their game to look as good rendered as it does on YouTube, which unfortunately isn't an option. You got to have a fucking video card to carry your weight, man. But
Right. If you went on their website, like when I signed up to do the stuff, it was talking about, there's like the comments and stuff down below and discussion boards on Uplay's website. And this guy was like, why is it I can play every other game, but when I try to play this game, it lags out? And then he listed his specs, and it was like GTX 5 something. And it's like, come on,
Yeah.
man. Like,
you can't have a
got a
last gen and
six-year-old
expect a
graphics
current
card.
gen fucking performance.
right. And that's what he was like, everything else plays fine. I loaded your new driver, and everything sucks. Well, yeah, it's optimized for, like, the game even says, like, runs best on 970. 970 is its recommended card
Yeah.
and above. And there was some guy that was having problems. He has two 980 Ti's running in SLI, right? So he's running two graphics cards linked together to play this game, and he's like, I get better graphics with one 980 Ti. You can get the best graphics that are available on a single 980 Ti
I
for at least the next year
I
and a
don't
half,
get
2
it.
years.
I don't
Like,
understand why people decided to run out and buy two of those video cards. It's like you would rather spend $1,000, but instead you could have
Twice.
just spent like $500 and waited a little while, and then spent like
Well,
$200 then.
what's a 980 Ti right now? It's got to be close to $1,000.
Are they
isn't
that
it?
much on their own? I was trying to be considerate.
God, I'm gonna have to look. I want to say they're the Ti version. I thought really upped the ante. Let's just do a quick little Google search here for shopping.
980 Ti.
It looks like you can get them for about $670.
Yeah, that's what I. Yep.
The Lightning's $850. So anywhere from $650 to $850 for that graphics card, and that's, it's been out probably a
So
year
you're
now,
gonna
right?
spend
Because they
$1,200
got
plus dollars.
that new
for-
one. Yeah. yeah. Yeah, about $1,400 to run a SLI and then go. If I turn them off, I get. And I was just sitting here thinking, like, what could you possibly be getting that he thinks? He's like, I'm getting better performance without it. On my 970, which you've got the same card basically, I'm running Ultra on everything with no
Yeah,
lag.
I have no
I
issue
don't-
whatsoever.
Yeah, I haven't had a single problem. And that's, like, I've got the EVGA 970, no problems. I have no need to go out and buy the TI for 980 Ti or even a 980 at this point. But yeah, he was like, "You guys fucking suck. I can't run these in SLI."
Yeah,
What?
why even
So
try,
you
man?
get two very, yeah, you get two very weird ends of the spectrum where you've got one guy with a 6 or 7-year-old graphics card bitching that he can't play the game, and then on the other end you've got a guy that's running a NASA setup. I don't know what this guy does that he needs this, which I mean I get the want over need. He was like, if I could buy these now, then I won't have to buy another graphics card for 20 years or whatever it is he's thinking.
Yeah, but
But
there's still just no point. There's no point. They're not going to stop making the graphics cards. So just
No,
fucking
no.
wait, man. Or end
Yeah,
up on the forums bitching about why it's pointless that you spent $1,400 fucking dollars. Twat. It's your fault.
And I understand that there's maybe this is a big stretch because I don't know why he'd be pissed that he has to turn it off, but maybe he does video rendering for like work. And then I could see like maybe he needs those. So if this guy's making Pixar movies in his basement, maybe he needs a
That's
couple
kind
of
of you, but I bet he doesn't.
them.
That's
I bet he
that's
doesn't
super cool
either.
to give him the benefit of the doubt. I bet you're right, but I probably not.
Yeah, probably not. He's probably just another
Yeah.
asshole.
Yep. I don't know. I'm digging the hell out of it. I'll be
I didn't even know you got it yet.
actually
You said you were gonna be a
thank
while.
you to I don't even know if he listens, but Mr. Blair gave me an extra code that he had for the game. So yeah, I ended
Awesome.
up getting it for free.
Shit,
Kind
me
of.
too.
Well, I bought you it. I bought it for Jesus Christ. I bought it for you for your birthday, but yeah, Blair ended up. So thanks to that, sir. Appreciate it.
That's a weird chain of events, but
Yeah.
I like that because no, but I can't wait to get on now and do a little work. I like the game. I'm glad you like it because you were a super skeptic of it.
I think the Dark Zone's going to be fun. I haven't fucked with it at all since their actual release came out. I'm going to wait until I hit 30 and then I'll go cuz I don't know, it's just kind of pointless.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have a problem because I'm not playing it on the road, so I might get to hit it this weekend for a little while, and then it's gonna be a couple of weeks, and then I gotta move. So I'm afraid that by the time I actually dig into the Dark Zone, I'm gonna be running around as like a level 9, and everyone's already gonna be capped.
Well, it's the Dark Zone is broken down into sections by level, so I mean, worst comes to worst, you'll just be by yourself.
Now, and maybe you can answer this. You played into a little bit more of the real game, but the zones were broke down like if you're not this level, you shouldn't walk into
Mhm.
this other level. But there was nothing that
Correct.
stopped me, and there was nothing that stopped me from just patrolling the lower level
Right.
either.
So now that I'm higher level, I'm going back to the there's an opening area that I just completely missed, I guess. I don't know how. I think I ended up grouping up with Devin and ended up just skipping like the first it's like levels 2 through 5 or something like that. So I'm back doing them now and they boost the levels up of the enemies up to 16, which is still I kill them pretty quick, but it's kind of cool that they do balance it a little, or not balance it, but try and I don't know, try and make it a little bit more difficult, which it's not, but
But that's against AI.
yeah, just AI.
What about the Dark Zone? Like what I was saying is like you're a level 21. If I go into the level 10 and under area of the Dark Zone, there's nothing that stops you as a level 21 from just sniping me every time I run to a
Sure.
chopper to offload gear. So unless they change that, but the way the beta worked was they had like 2 zones open and one was a little harder than the first one, and I could do either. Like there was nothing that stopped me from. Even when I was a lower level, if I ran into the harder zone, like I could die very easily. But when I was a higher level, I could just stomp around in the lower end,
Yeah,
and it's PvP. So if a level 8's like, I'm gonna go get some dark zone
wrong neighborhood,
coin.
motherfucker, I would think.
Yeah, I could just.
Matt and
Oh,
I
dude, you
ran
can set up-
into the Dark Zone the other day, and we weren't paying attention to what area we went in, and we were in like the fucking like level 20, 25
Extreme.
Dark Zone, and we were level 12 or 13 or something like that. So we got one time we got smoked by some AI that we didn't even see. It was just we were dead. And then another time we were trying to cut over out of the high level Dark Zone area by running through a contaminated area, and we got like
Right.
2 strides from coming out the other end of the contaminated area, and we both just choked. So that sucked. But I mean, I don't know what they're gonna, because obviously the big concern is the higher level people coming to the lower level areas, right? Like who gives a fuck about the lower level area
Yep.
people coming up to the higher level areas? That's your fault. But
Yeah, if you want to try to play higher and risk it just to get a little bit better gear, because that would be like a rewarding thing. Like if I'm a level 10, but I go into the 15 area, am I going to get a little bit better gear if I'm a better
Right.
player? So maybe that's good. But what they got the you can take the dark zone money from people. So when you go up to the when you launch a helicopter for it to come and pick up your items that you've
Hmm.
collected to take it to the clean zone, that was always a massive battleground of PvP, just destroying
Right.
each other. It what would stop? They've got to implement something, or maybe they don't, where if you're a level 30 and you go down to the easy zone and you just set up on the building across the way, and every time somebody runs up to a helicopter, you just right in the
Man,
face,
I
just
wish
snipe,
I wish I
snipe.
went and checked that out. I wish I had an answer for that.
You have to,
I'm super curious what happens with that.
because I know you get marked. You get marked if you get into combat with PvP and you're
Yeah.
unprovoked. But if you're down in that low level, you might off everybody in the area and run far enough and hide. Because once your bounty goes away, if someone kills you, then because I ran into this in the beta, somebody killed me like twice when I was coming. Just showed up. Like I walked out of the door
Yeah.
into the zone and the guy killed me. So the second time he did it, I jotted down his username and I spent the rest of the time hunting him down. But so he hid long enough, and then he'd come back out to do it again. I shot him, and then I got marked. So then people got money for killing me, even though I went and took out the guy that killed me twice. Like there's no revenge if they wait
Yeah.
long enough. It's like it never happened.
Yeah, that's a
To the
little
game.
lame. I don't I don't like that there's a timer, I guess. But there's like in Lineage 2, whoops, just dragging my microphone around. If in Lineage 2 if you had they called karma, which is essentially how the division works. But instead of it being on a timer, it was based on you could work it off. So you would have to go kill NPCs in order to get your karma worked off. So I wish it was something more like that, where you needed to go into like a contaminated area and kill a bunch of bad guys in order to work it off. Because the timer thing seems kind of
Yeah, we would always run to the underground parking lots and just hide behind a car.
yeah, yeah,
Like just try to stay away. Get to the subway, get to the back of a car where you can hold up and shoot anybody that comes in. Like the idea was just
Right.
to hide. I don't know. I really like the game. I think it's a lot of fun. There's no double jumping.
it
There's
plays
no
well.
rocket
I mean,
packs.
like as long as
Yep.
you're fine with it being an RPG, like you're not gonna be killing people with your sweet fucking Call of Duty skills. You know what I mean? It's just it's a third person role playing game. It's really
It's third person, but I think the shooting is more realistic than a Call of Duty game. If you have an automatic rifle, if anything shoots more than 3 rounds per burst, you cannot just hold it down. Like the
oh
aiming
yeah,
gets
it's shoddy as fuck. Yeah,
erratic.
even behind cover or like posted up. I just
Yeah.
mean like if you hit somebody in the head,
Nope.
they're not dying from a headshot.
Right. Yeah, you get extra points for headshots, and it does a little bit more damage. But yeah, it is very much RPG style on that, where you're just doing hit damage, and the little numbers even pop up. Like if you get a sweet headshot, it's like 375 or whatever.
Fucking, that's cute. 375. It looks like you said it first. You're the first person that I heard say it was that the numbers look very, very, very much like Borderlands, and then the guys
Yep.
on Giant Bomb were talking about it last week, and they said the same thing, that the numbers look very Borderlands-esque. Don't lick the lid of my fucking water bottle, man. You rude ass. Fucking Oscar got a haircut, so
Melissa, man, just going
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, yep. She does what she wants. Fucking just slinks around the house licking things. So we got, because Nintendo's having a sale Melissa and I
Oh,
picked
so
up
like,
Super Mario 3D World for the Wii U. That
okay.
fucking kicking myself for not getting that game. Last night I was looking at what it got for reviews, and I didn't even know it, dude. It got damn near perfect scores from like everybody, like 9.5s, 9.6s, fucking 95s out of hundreds. It's fucking awesome. It controls like Super Mario 64, and it looks super duper good, and it's a ton of fun, and it's not 2D. So you're not like running into each other constantly, which is a huge fucking pain in the ass.
Right.
But yeah, we've been playing that, and that's a ton of fun. If you own a Wii U, buy that game.
I like that you're using your Wii U finally.
Yeah, me too. I mean, nobody wanted to play Mario Kart with me before, so that got boring.
Yeah, I don't like the Wii U. I wasn't gonna buy one. It doesn't rank up there for me, but I'm glad to see that somebody,
I try to talk people into
one
getting
person out
it.
there is using.
Oh yeah, man. It's pretty fun. Yeah. I just try to yeah. If you get that, then I mean, I'll play with you. Nobody else will, because nobody else fucking owns one. But I will. I'll play that game with you.
Yeah. Did you get the Star Fox one yet?
It's not out yet, but no.
Is it not? I don't know. Too bad.
No, I think I want to say it's April. Fuck. I should not talk out loud when I don't know.
You should capture card it though. Get it. In
April
capture card
21st.
'cause
Damn, I was
see
right.
it.
Wow.
There you go.
Blind squirrel finds a nut sometime. Did you say that they're doing a throwback for one of the levels, and it's going to be like the Star Fox Zero like HD world that you're in, but the R-wing that you're flying is going to be the Super Nintendo style R-wing. That's just like 4 polygons stuck together, and then you make believe that it's an airplane. So that looks kind of neat.
Yeah. I wish they would do the 64 throwback instead. Like I really liked the style of those.
Yeah.
They had the deployable wings and everything.
Yeah, 3D was gross on 16.
See, I'd never.
Or I guess that was 32. Was that 32? That was 16, wasn't it? Super Nintendo?
Yeah, it went 8, 16. 32X was only old Sega.
Yeah.
Sega.
Yeah, the Genesis. Yeah.
I don't think Super Nintendo, at least in North America, had a 32 version.
Okay.
I don't believe. I'll wait for somebody to scream at me, but I don't. I got a lot of consoles, and I don't know or have that one. But that's just North America because Famicom might have had some weird stuff going on.
Yeah. Yeah, I
don't follow the Japanese.
I don't know my foreign shit at all.
No, that's all U.S. consoles is about the only thing I go through. But yeah, the only thing I know of is the 32X from Sega Genesis, and then we jump to the 64.
Yeah.
But yeah, 16-bit, or even for that matter, if there was a 32-bit 3D. I mean, I know 32X stuff was not very good.
Right.
I'd much rather. 64 was the right amount of crap for 3D to feel good.
Yeah, that older shit before pre-64 did not age well at all. Like the memories might be there, but you're not going to go back and play those games again because they just not the 3D ones at least.
And 64 was very unique because like what PlayStation 1, what were the bits on PlayStation
128?
Yeah, so why is it that PlayStation 1 3D aged so poorly, but 64 3D aged fine to me? Like Mario 64 is still so much fun to play.
It looks like the PlayStation 1 was only 32. Yeah.
Really?
PS1 was 32, PS2 was 128.
Oh, so did 64 come out between those two?
I think the 64 came out after the PlayStation 1.
Yeah. So, okay, well then that's why PlayStation 1 was so horrible. Like, yeah, 32 do you remember Tomb Raider? for oh my god, it's unplayable. I got it. I have it for Dreamcast, and I tried to play it, and the controls are so god awful. I was like excited to play it. I couldn't do it. I made it maybe a few minutes, and I just got up,
I
turned
couldn't
it off, and
even
walked
I
away.
couldn't
I was
even
like,
play it back when it was current. I thought the controllers were excuse me, the controls were fucking awful back then. I did not understand why that game was so hyped. And then that's when I realized that girls with big tits sell video games. It took those
even if they're
terrible
triangles.
control. Yeah, but yeah, people were still obsessed over Lara Croft. It's crazy. We've come a long way.
I don't remember it being that bad. Well, I mean, I'll give you another example though. That this one, and people are gonna be like, "It's a good game," but like GoldenEye for 64, really hard to play.
The controls are dog shit. That controller in itself is awful.
Moving around with the C buttons like that, I'd
So bad, dude. So bad.
yeah. So, that was another game that I was really excited when I started collecting. However, 6 years ago or so, and I started really getting into buying and collecting old consoles. When I got GoldenEye, I was stoked. Me and my buddy sit down and we were going to play it, and then we got through a couple matches. Like, dude, put in the code for paintball. Let's do that, and then let's bail. Like, let's get a couple of memories out of it, and then move on because this is not good.
Those terrible faces, so funny.
But I remember playing that game. That's one that I played. God, it's probably would have been like probably sixth, seventh grade, somewhere in there when that thing came out. And I remember just staying up all night playing GoldenEye. We'd play GoldenEye and we'd play NFL
Yeah,
Blitz.
Blitz was a blast. Yeah, it came out in '97. GoldenEye did.
Yeah. So yeah, just getting out of probably middle school. It was we could stay up all night, and that was like our deals. We'd plug in the 64 and just jam out on whatever. It was normally those two games. Those were like the two that I could remember. And then my mom, thanks mom. I know she listens to these. Hooked me up and didn't really care what video games I played as long as I wasn't a little asshole. She didn't care what they were rated,
Yeah.
So she got me the South Park game for 64.
Dude, the South Park game was a blast. That game was so good.
It was. It was really, really good. Yeah, that's. I played it on an emulator because I haven't been able to find it for a non-ridiculous price.
That sucks. There's some games I really regret getting rid of some of that old stuff. Like looking back at how much even just Super Mario 64 is, and then I had Harvest Moon also, and yeah. I mean, I'm not going to spend $50 on them now. I'm just not going to.
No, and that's I'm starting to see that the demand for them has kind of slowed down again, which might be nice. But it got to the point where, like, I started collecting, and I was able to go to garage sales and dig out tons and tons of games. And I was getting, I mean, if you go back on my Facebook pictures a while back, like when I first got going, I would come home, I'd be like, oh, spent $35 today at a flea market, and I'd have $400 or $500 worth of games now. Like I got Bubble Bobble for like $20 off somebody, and that's an extremely expensive game now. I picked up consoles. I mean, I've got 3 N64s. I got some other stuff. I picked up a Sega Saturn in perfect condition, and it was the Model 1 edition, which is it was the Japanese version that they just basically put English stickers on, like an English paint job, and then sent over here before they put round buttons on it. The American version got round buttons. But there's an American version called the Gen 1 that has the oblong egg-shaped buttons. And I got one. It was like $10 maybe. It was like, oh, I don't have a power cord for it. I was like, all right, I'll give you $8.
Yeah.
Whatever it was. Yeah, you go on Amazon and I got a power cable for it for $5, and now the Gen 1 works perfect. I play Time Cop and stuff on
That's
it. Like,
fucking bananas, man.
I just feel like that doesn't happen
No.
anymore. Like if everyone, you go to Goodwill where you used to be able to go and get just some killer deals. They go on eBay now and look how much they're worth, and then put that sticker on them, and then put
Yeah,
them out
exactly. Like I went to Goodwill in Milwaukee and found Chrono Trigger for the Super Nintendo, and the the price on it was like $75 or something like that. It's like it
there.
used to be like Goodwill you could get away with spending $10 on a expensive game.
Right, I was about to guess like $85.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna throw out there. So that's pretty close. Yeah, that's. I don't know what their deal is with. I know what their deal is. Someone went like started buying them every day. Like they probably had. I know I went into a place one time and I was like, "Hey, do you guys got any old games?" And they were like, "Oh no, so and so." Like I don't. I was in some random town, but they were like, "Yeah, Mike from wherever." Every week we just set them all aside. He buys them all, everything we get in. And so that happened too many places, and finally some kid went, "Well, that thing's worth like $50." And they went, "Well, how do you find that out?" And they went, "Well, just look it up on
Yeah,
eBay."
well, internet.
And that was it. You
Yeah.
know, the eBay prices are already, especially with the Mario tax. The Mario tax is a real thing, and it's real ridiculous. Where a dog shit Mario game will be worth 3 times what any other game
For
is.
sure. Yeah,
But
it's interesting. It's cool that Nintendo's bringing that e-market around, and they're selling so many of their old games on like their current consoles, like the Wii and the Wii U and stuff. So that way you can still play them. But
and I'm hoping that drives prices back down.
yeah, I'm sure it had some
That would
effect
be
on it.
nice. If somebody is just wanting to play Conker's Bad Fur Day, and it comes out on the Wii U for $5, nobody's gonna. Well, somebody will, but they're not gonna be able to sell them for $100 a
It's
pop
insane. It's
online.
insane, dude.
You know,
The games that are expensive are games that I never would have guessed would be expensive when I was younger, too. Like fucking Conker's Bad Fur Day, really? Okay.
it's controversial games. South Park gets it. Conker's gets it. If you go back to what is it, Custard's
Yeah.
Revenge for
Yeah.
Atari. Yeah, it's like the first adult game. Oh my god, what are they? They got to be $300. I haven't priced one. I'm not a big Atari collector. I do have some stuff, but just knowing the notoriety of that game, if I was to hear someone say, "I've got Custard's Revenge," I'd instantly be there trying to buy it because I know what the game was. I've never played it. I've never even seen it, but I know it's like the where you could go rape Indians or whatever.
It's
Like you
awful,
ran around
dude.
in a cowboy hat with no pants on. Yeah, it was really bad, but because that's what it was, because it was such a controversial game, even though by any standards it's a pile of shit.
Right.
It brings in tons and tons of money. It's I wish I'd have started collecting that, like, instead of Star Wars toys when I was a little kid. If I'd have just, because when I was little, I probably could have got Atari for free.
Yeah, no shit, dude.
Like, yeah, oh my God. Can you imagine, like, if we'd, early 90s, late 80s, early 90s started just, like, if that was what you were into was, my mom gave me an Atari, so I'm a little 5, 6 year old, like, yeah, liking this, and then you just kept it, and then all your Nintendo stuff, and then everything. If it just had hoarded it and piled it on,
Yeah.
would have been
I
a
was
good
bad
day.
about trading in consoles, like entire consoles and all my games when something new would
Right.
come out.
That was what you did. I mean, GameStop. I don't remember when they came out, but we would go to it was like almost like a buyback games or something like that. where you'd get your stuff, and they'd pay you pretty well for your old consoles. So if you kept them in the box and you kept all the extra stuff, the exact things that I look for now when I go
Right.
collecting, if you did all that, they were like, "Oh, well, we'll give you $50 store credit or whatever towards the next $150 console." So that was like a really
Yeah.
good deal, to get. But oh well, live and learn, and then buy it again for three
Yeah.
times the cost.
Yeah, for sure. So, I just read before we got on here that the Rocket League is going to come out as cross-platform for all three platforms. So it's going to
Oh,
combine Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC all together. So that's fucking crazy.
that's exciting. That means that we can get more games where as soon as someone gets 2 points down, they quit
For
everyone on the
sure.
team.
But more games nonetheless. So
I know. But when they did that Steam sale for it, instantly after that happened, it seemed like every game I'd get in, if the opponent would score twice in a row, that's what it took, they'd all bail. It would be two back-to-back goals. Almost all of the game is still
yep.
there. And you and I have played on many games where we've been down 2 or 3 points and
Yep.
come back to win. And these guys, they won't have it. They nope,
It
2 points in a
it's
row.
different
Bye.
when you're playing with friends at least. I mean, you me and Devin talked about that one night where it's just like you're how you say, like your ability to put up with bullshit is much better when you're playing with friends than when you're playing with a bunch of strangers. Which I mean, I still don't play like that when I'm playing with strangers. I fucking play through the whole game because how long's the match? 5 minutes? I think I've got time. Like it'll be okay. But
I also I've noticed if someone and they can still beat the shit out of me. Let me get one goal. Like I'll lose 5-1 because it's me and two AIs. And the guys on the other team, you want to talk about the nicest opponents you'll ever have. They're like, "Thanks for not quitting."
yeah, yeah,
Like, like, I appreciate it, man, or like that. Then sometimes they play assholes like us who turn on our hoods and spin, but but we don't
that's
quit.
right.
Damn it, we don't quit.
That's fucking right.
Well, we went off on a little nostalgia trip.
Yeah,
This one,
that was long.
I'd like to do like a throwback game, play again, but I gotta find people to come over and stare at my TV because I don't know how to set up. They do have. I don't know if it's still out, but a couple of years ago they still had servers for Dreamcast
Really?
that were like privately run. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So you could go into the settings and manually enter in the address and log into whatever the game server was. I can't even remember what it was.
I know
now.
Fantasy Star
But,
Online still has servers available they're like player ran servers.
That's really cool. I wonder how many people are on those.
Yeah, I mean, the guys at Giant Bomb were talking about it. I guess there's not a ton, but there's I guess a few.
No, I wouldn't expect there to be. But if I was to get the internet adapter kit, which I still haven't found a decently priced one of these for my Dreamcast, that would be so cool to get on and just like find some dude. Like, what if it's one guy and you like every day he just gets on, it does a little matchmaking, and every day it's no player found, and then it's just like you get online and it's like, oh, one other player.
Just one day.
Yeah, and he's just like, oh my god.
There's others like me.
Yeah, some kid in Tibet. That's it. That's the console. He has internet, but the only thing he can afford is a Dreamcast.
Like,
That would be
yeah.
incredible. Well, man, I have got to cut this one out short. Thanks to Skype for staying hold this whole time. It got a little
Yeah,
sketchy.
it got a
every now and
little
then.
got a little fuzzy there for a minute, but
Got a little hairy. I'm sure some people Kind of wonder why there's some long pauses in this episode, but it's because neither one of us could hear
His
the other
quality
person.
was quite questionable.
Yeah. But thanks for tuning in for a super sketchy episode. And if there's anybody out there with a Dreamcast server running, shoot me a link. Get down and play some Crazy Taxi or something.
Oh fuck yeah.
All right, dude. Well, you got anything
no,
else?
I don't. Small ship, but not important.
All right. Well, hopefully this weekend I'm in the super fast internet, high
Hope
speed
so.
world, and we'll knock one out.
Hell yeah. Later, folks.
All right. Thanks, everybody.